Welcome to the B2G Victory and the RFPSchoolWatch session on checks cash the same way. Informal versus formal purchasing. So we're going to help you understand the different ways that school districts and other government entities purchase their goods and services. So we're going to go ahead and get started. It is right up 12 o'clock. So let me introduce you to B2G Victory. We provide certification and recertification assistance, capture management, and strategy. We help you put together a plan. Proposal management and strategy will help you respond to that RFP and RFQ. Vendor and prime registration. You got to get registered or they can't find you. Process improvement, coaching, and training. So let me introduce you now to the co-founders. So first, we have Julie Irvin Hartman. This is her second business because, well, retirement did not set well. She is a certified proposal manager with over 20 plus years experience and an extremely high win rate of 87%, winning B2G Victory, her past company, her clients, over $4.5 billion in awards. So, and she is a recent graduate of Texas A&M with her executive MBA. All right, a little bit about me. I am a sort of a former executive of a nonprofit that helped women-owned businesses grow their business, the WBEA, and then the Women's Contractors Alliance. I have over 25 years helping small businesses grow their business. And then I've won a couple of awards. My background is certification. I know the ins and outs. I was the person that decided if a company was certifiable or not. So any certification questions I can answer at any point in time and help you understand that process. So here we have our contact information, and Julie is going to drop that in the chat. We encourage you to reach out to us on LinkedIn, email us, let us know how we can help you, and just a little bit about your company. We love helping small businesses. We'd love to know what you're doing. All right, so I would like to introduce Rick. Rick is going to talk about RFPSchoolWatch and the great things that they can do for you.
Thank you, Susan. Yeah, my name is Rick Bernstein. I'm with RFPSchoolWatch. It's just such a great relationship that we have with B2G Victory, in that we kind of are step number one to getting you to needing B2G Victory to support you and assist you in your efforts to find new business, to attract new relationships. And our niche is the education sector. We focus on monitoring RFPs for the education and the state and local government sector. We offer these RFPs to our subscribers on a daily basis, 6 days a week, by using the keywords that you provide for us to put together a really nice net to go fishing with to find RFPs that are scattered around the country and Canada, and identify which RFPs are going to be of great value to you, and then sending those RFPs via email so that you can then respond to what is essentially very valuable notifications of procurements that are coming out of the education and state and local government sectors. Then, of course, the second step is taking those notifications, making a decision as to whether or not that fits your business model and you want to submit a proposal to try to win the contract for that procurement. And that is where B2G Victory is such a value, is they can help you in getting registered in the school districts. They can help you with the bid writing. They can help you consulting and deciding if this really is a good RFP for your business model. And so we send the information to you, and then they help you process it. We have been in business for 25 years. We have a lot of really strong, dedicated people that are doing searches through all of the different websites and looking under stones to find valuable RFPs that could turn into very lucrative contracts for you. If you are interested in getting more information, we will be happy to send you sample RFPs and even give you a 10% discount for signing up today. And if you look at the screen, the Web 10 code can be put into your purchasing of a subscription with us to get a 10% discount for your annual subscription. We have subscriptions for 1 state, 2 to 9 states nationally, Canada, and national in Canada. So a lot of variety to fit within not only your business model, but your budget. And we will sweeten the pot by offering a 10% discount off of that and get you information and sample RFPs for you to review so you can know what our product looks like before you make a determination if it will be good for your product. It's really it. We'd love to help you in any way we can. The name Amy Ball, that is not my name. Amy is not able to be with us. She is on other projects today, so I am filling in for her. But between Amy and I, we kind of fill the bill for getting information to you and helping you get signed up for valuable subscriptions that can really change the landscape of your business with one really significant contract. So we invite you to get information and find out if RFPSchoolWatch is really the right fit for you. Okay, Susan, thank you very much. I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you, Rick. And later on, we're going to show you some examples of what you get from RFPSchoolWatch, as well as kind of talk about how you can use those samples to do some of the research that makes you successful in this field. So this is our 11th, if I'm not mistaken, session this year with RFPSchoolWatch. Our Insight to Success webinars have been an amazing journey this year. We are excited. It was a great year. Lots of great information that we shared. And they are on our YouTube. So Julie is going to drop in the link to the Insights for Success playlist. If you've got some time between now and the end of the year, listen to these. These are going to really help you in this process. While you're on our YouTube, we hope that you'll take a moment to subscribe. We are posting new information on a continuous basis. As every time we do a webinar, we post that, as well as other information. We're going to talk about the formal versus informal process, how to research some winning strategies to stand out from the competition, and creating proposal content to respond faster and win more work. So as we're going through this webinar, I hope everyone has a piece of paper and you've got, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do this week? What are you going to do in December? Can you believe it's already like December? What do you do in Q1 and Q2? We tell people all the time, government contracting is a long-range marathon. It is not a sprint. As long as you're working toward these goals, baby steps still count as steps. So as you write down what you're planning on taking action on. So what are some 3 or 4 takeaways? So we encourage you to ask us questions. Drop the questions in the Q&A box. The chat box is going to get really full with different links that we're putting out. So anytime we talk about a website, anytime we talk about things, we'll be dropping those into the chat. So Q&As go in the Q&A so that we can respond faster. We'll either respond on the computer, or if it's something we feel that everybody has probably asking themselves, we'll go ahead and answer that on the webinar. So why would you look to do business with schools? Between school districts, college and universities, it's over $1 trillion spend annually. They purchase a lot, and a lot of different services. Over 3 million bids and RFPs are published, and there are 13,800 plus school districts in the US. Now, you're not going to be able to go in and start registering on each of those. How do you know which ones are the best fit? You get those in your inbox from RFPSchoolWatch, and then you know they're actually looking for your service. Now, I'm going to give you a little pro tip. Create a separate email address for these bids. We use bids at B2GVictory.com. All of them go in there, and then you can just go through them once a day, and they're not clogging up your inbox. This has helped us stay on top of our bids, as well as on top of what the correspondence from our clients. It makes a big difference. As we go through the formal versus informal bid process, we're going to kind of walk down a road with you. Each school district may have their own process, so ours is a general process that we have seen with many different school districts. The processes are going to be very similar. So formal is anything over $50,000. And that's going to go out to bid. It's an RFP, an RFQ, an IFB. And some school districts have small business goals. Again, those dollar amounts may change, or what they call their bid may change slightly. Informal, anything less than $50,000. They go after 3 quotes. If they have a small business program, one of those people that they get a quote for has to be a small business. That's the process. It's not a long bid process, but it is a much smaller dollar amount. But I don't know, I wouldn't mind a contract for $49,999. But just remember, checks cash the same way. So Julie's going to come in and she's going to start with the informal process and what that looks like in a little bit more detail.
So when you subscribe to RFPSchoolWatch or you get the sample bids, you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about when you can see the difference between a formal or an informal process. And then also when you get those bid leads, or you have us help you with your strategy, each agency, whether it's a school district, a higher education, Harris County, or the state of Florida, or even the federal government, will have a link to their purchasing processes as well as their purchasing rules and regulations. So for example, like Susan said, most commonly the threshold is 50,000. So each government entity has the process of whether it's formal or informal. And typically it's under $50,000, which is informal. And so the informal process benefits, well, that helps increase small women minority business enterprise participation, right? So it's much easier for small businesses, minority businesses, or women-owned businesses to participate in the procurement process. It allows you to leverage, right, and get an introduction to this whole process. It's easier to start small than grow big. It allows larger school districts to have fewer informal bids due to the number of schools and students. And informal are not always posted, right? So these are relationship driven. So they might just call you up and say, hey, I need to purchase something for $30,000. In order to be eligible for an informal bid, the buyer needs to know you and you need to know the products and services. So what is that first step, which is being registered in the entity's database to hear about informal opportunities? Well, how do I know where their database is? How do I know where to go? Well, that'll come from either the listing at B2G Victory's portal or from those bids at RFPSchoolWatch. So that road that Susan talked about, the type of procurement, well, that's the first stop in the road, is to see if it is, if you're going to turn left or right. You're going to turn left if it's formal, turn right if it's informal. And Susan's going to come back and talk about formal process. So the next step is the value for the year, right? And when we talk in terms of the value, that's $50,000 for the entire fiscal year. So it could be $30,000 this year, $40,000 the next year, and that would all still qualify as an informal purchase. Value contract for the year. So maybe your first purchase in this year is $20,000, and then they're going to amend it or do an addendum, which adds to it. So once again, just in summary, when we talk about dollar values, that is the aggregate purchase amount for a specific item within a 12-month period, whether that's a fiscal year or a calendar year. And you'll also know when their fiscal year or their calendar year starts or ends by researching that specific agency's procurement, purchasing rules and regulations, or their procurement process. The vendor search, right? And so this is why it's so important for you to be registered with that entity that you want to do business with. So you'll get some sample bids from RFPSchoolWatch, then you can find out how to register yourself in their database. Common registration items. We have a whole seminar on that on the B2G Victory portal. So you want to stay active. It's just like, I'm going to show my age here, being in the yellow pages, right? Or being on a Google directory, right? You want to be in all of those listings so people can find you. Sometimes entities will advertise informal opportunities. And so you need to make sure when you're getting registered that you know your codes, and that's whether your NIGP codes or your NAICS codes. And Rick and Amy at the team at RFPSchoolWatch will help you discover your keywords that will help them find opportunities for you. Then just like Rick said, we work together like a hand in a glove, and then we can help you find your NAICS codes or your NIGP codes as well. So once again, both companies work together to help you be successful. So they may be on the open market. They may be listed with one of the various ways that RFPSchoolWatch finds the opportunities as well. So a couple different ways. So then once you've got it, you've got this informal opportunity, then you're going to need to respond to a quote. So an agency or government entity is going to ask you to send them a quote in writing or upload it to that portal that you're registered on. So that might be Bonfire, that might be IonWave, or there's many other online purchasing procurement portals as well. And then they're even, send us an email with, fill out this form, or just put the details in an email, or, print it as an estimate out of your QuickBooks. So different agencies have different ways for you to get them your quote, and they're going to let you know in granular detail what way you need to do that. And then you need to make sure to follow those instructions and reply the way that they asked for it. So then I'm going to put on my purchasing hat, and then as the contracting officer or the purchasing manager or the CFO, I'm going to evaluate the quotes that came in. And then they are going to select the best value, the vendor with the best value. So they might ask some additional questions. It might just be pricing. You might have to also include your insurance as well. So kind of to wrap up this informal section, you need to be registered in the entity's database for an informal opportunity. You're going to need to be qualified to do that scope of work or provide that product and service. You're going to need to comply with the schedule and then follow the rules for which they want you to provide that quote, right? So then they're going to make the purchase. Then you're going to follow those steps for them on their website, whether they want your invoice sent electronically, whether you need to send it electronically as well as mail it. All of those types of things are the final step in the informal road when an agency is going to have you perform an informal solicitation or an informal procurement process. So the other road is formal opportunities, right? So these are much larger. It has a lot of the same steps, as you can see by the road here on our graphic, as the informal, but these are very, very specific types of procurement. And we're going to go through 3 of them. There are quite a few others. And when you get the opportunities from RFPSchoolWatch, when you see the sample bids, the majority of them are going to be formal. So don't be intimidated. This isn't a stressful experience. Sometimes people get a little discouraged because the barriers to entry are a little high, but once again, that's why we keep doing these webinars. That's why we've got the B2G Victory portal. We're here to help you out with videos and tools not to be frustrated or to have a stressful experience. So the 3 types of procurement vehicles, or the 3 types of formal opportunities that we're going to go over, are an RFQ, an IFB, and an RFP. Now, there are other ones out there, but these are the 3 most popular types. So an RFQ stands for Request for Qualifications. So request for qualification, I'm going to put on my agency hat, and this is how an agency says, I need this done. Are you able to build it, design it, or deliver it, or provide it? So this is all based on qualifications, and you can see there in the green box, it is qualifications, and there is no price in the response. These are fairly easy to prepare. So when you get those sample bids from RFPSchoolWatch, or when you're on the B2G Victory portal, and you can see what the opportunities are for an RFQ, right? We've got an RFQ in our glossary. So when you get that sample bid from RFPSchoolWatch, you can go right over to the B2G Victory portal, look through the glossary if there are any other words that you may not understand. An IFB, which is an invitation for bid, very, very price driven, because the word is underlined, which is bid. I need this done. How much are you going to charge me? We actually have a tutoring client that we are going to submit an IFB for tomorrow. And so price driven, lots of forms, and you're going to get a bid tabulation for an IFB. All righty. A couple of other things that you can see there on the screen. Might want to know who the project manager is, and you're going to need references as well, and possibly some financial information. Now, the one type of formal procurement that a lot of people confuse with everything else, and they use this all-inclusively, is an RFP. And this is the most common type of procurement vehicle or procurement process, and that stands for Request for Proposal. I have this problem, right? So the agency is, I have this problem. What's the best solution? How much will it cost me? And can you do it? So that's a combination of your qualifications and your price layered over with proposing the best solution. So these typically take more time and effort and planning to prepare. You will get a bid tabulation process. But what's great about all 3 of these is they're going to tell you how they're going to score them. So how important is your past performance? Is that 30% of the 100%? Is pricing 30% as well as their equal weight? How is your approach? You're going to need references, attachments, and then you need to also put in detail the team, whether that's your company and other companies as well, that are going to be doing the work. So this is a super high level overview of the 3 most common procurement types: RFP, IFB, and RFQ. So we encourage everyone to go to a pre-bid meeting. When you get those samples from RFPSchoolWatch, and there's even a pre-bid or pre-proposal checklist on the B2G Victory portal. So you're going to want to make sure to go to that and bring your capability statement. And there are videos on our capability statement sessions on the B2G Victory portal. We also did a capability statement session with RFPSchoolWatch earlier this year. This is an example of B2G Victory's capability statement. And with that, you're going to either email that to the people that are at the pre-bid or physically hand them out. So Susan's going to talk about subcontracting opportunities.
All right, so subcontracting is a great way to break into the government contracting space. What happens is you may not have the experience in the government space, but you want to go after a bid, oh, let's talk about how you can subcontract. Very much like the informal, these checks cash the same way. And again, if this school district has a small business program, such as the Houston Independent School District and the Fort Bend Independent School District, if you're from our area, they may require that these contracts have a percentage that goes to a certified firm. Even if they don't have a small business program, often two smaller companies can come together and go after larger contracts. That's a great thing about these pre-bid meetings. You may meet a small business that you say, hey, if I can do this part of the scope and you do this part of the scope, we can actually do this work. So a prime contractor is the one that holds the contract. So they are the ones that are going to be the point of contact for that school district or that government entity. And then they hire the subcontractors to work under them. And then the subcontractors communicate with that prime contractor. So one of the best examples that's very, easy to kind of grasp is a general contractor. So that general contractor owns the contract. They're working with that school district. Maybe there's been a bond. So they're building a new school, but they're going to need painting, sheetrock, HVAC, electrical, and they're going to need all of these subcontractors. And then they're going to help, put that schedule together of who's working when and what work needs to be done. And then they're going to report up. All the subcontractors report up to the general contractor, and the general contractor reports to the school district. Pretty easy, and that can go through marketing. You could have the prime contractor be the larger marketing agency, and then have people below them doing the social media and the maybe the buying of the ads. So Julie always says that as her former company was a marketing company, and they had both prime contracts and subcontracts. And she said they made the best profit on the subcontracts because they didn't have to do all of the additional paperwork. They just did their work, submitted their invoice, got paid. It was pretty simple. So this is a great way to sort of break into this, because experience as a subcontractor is still government experience. So the project manager or general contractor is going to hold the project contract. They're responsible overall for that project's success. They manage all the subcontractors. They do the invoicing. They normally have to carry the bigger insurance policy. They are the primary contact. They're going to do the project updates. They do all of the small business reporting if there's a small business goal. Subcontractors come in. They do their specific scope of work. They may have to have insurance, but it's going to be at a lower amount. They're going to invoice the prime contractor. They have to do a good job. They have to be a team player, and they cash their check. So this is something to think about. Go to these pre-bids, find out what piece of the scope you can do, even if you know you can't do it all, and then contact those companies that you feel are going after as a prime contractor. So now let's talk about co-ops. Cooperative Purchasing Organization. We call them co-ops. And this is a great way to get into school districts. Many smaller school districts don't have big procurement departments. And so this is a way that they can sort of bundle purchases with other nearby school districts. Remember, there's 13,800 school districts. So a cooperative purchasing program is an arrangement to acquire goods and service that takes two or more entities, sort of bundles that opportunity. And then once a business submits to that RFP or signs up for that co-op, the school districts that use that co-op, and there are some of them that have 20 to 30 school districts that use that, can get that same pricing. So it's a great way to get in front of a host of school districts at one time. It reduces the cost of the goods and services by increasing the buying power. Now, once you sign up for a co-op and you're accepted, so maybe you've responded to that opportunity, you're now part of the co-op, it is your responsibility to market to the entities in that co-op. So you've got a license to fish, but you actually have to fish. You get the membership list. You go register as a vendor on that school district. Don't send out mass emails, make them personal. And many of these co-ops want you to get approval for what you're sending out, but you're in a smaller pool. Instead of competing against every company that does what you do, you're only competing against those that are part of that specific co-op. And the co-ops are very, some of them are general and they're national. Some of them are for certain areas. There is a co-op in Texas that only does Central Texas schools. There's about 12 of them. So look at the school districts in your area and find out what co-ops they accept. This might be a great way to go ahead and get involved in that. A lot of times those RFPs that you're going to get from RFPSchoolWatch have a comment in there that by responding to this bid, you agree to be part of that co-op. So that bid actually comes from the co-op, even though it looks like it comes from a specific school district. This is one of our clients. He is a TIPS member. And so we have to get his capability statement approved by TIPS, but he is has the ability to use the TIPS logo as well as put his contract number on his capability statement. So when he's marketing to the very long list of entities that accept TIPS, they can tell immediately that he is a member of TIPS and that there is specific pricing. This means they do not have to go out for another bid. They can take his pricing, award him the job, and that's all it takes because he's already gone through the bid process. So here are a few of the national co-ops. By board, GSA, many of you recognize that. TIPS, EdBuy, Choice Partners, Covest. So these are ones you just want to look at, and we are working on a list of co-ops as we find them, and we hope to get that posted on our portal early next year as we're going and vetting those to make sure that all of our links work. This is research that we've done for you that will be available on the portal. We talked a little bit about research. What does that mean? So each school district has their own process. They have their own procurement process, but you also need to know what school districts buy your goods and services, or what government entities. Now, the great thing about it is RFPSchoolWatch is sending you information. So you get that and you go, this is very similar to what we do, but it's not exact. Or it is really something we would go after, except our bandwidth is full. We don't have enough space. Use that. It gives you the buyer's information. It gives you how long that contract is going to last. So now you have a buyer, you have the contract is going to last 1 year, and then it has a possible 1-year extension. So it's going to go back up to bid in 2 years. Your bandwidth may look a whole lot different at that time. Or it gives you that buyer's name, and again, may not be the exact service that you do, but now you have a buyer. You can send your capability statement so they know what you're doing. Make sure that you are registering. Look at that bid, go to that school district's website, find out how do you register specifically on that school's website. Because again, informal bids don't have to be posted. They can just pick up the phone and call you. So make sure that you sign up for RFPSchoolWatch, request some sample bids, start looking at those. Find out what information they're requesting so you can start building a library figure out what your pricing is going to be for school districts. Many of them ask for a discount. Okay, well, what's that discount going to look like? They're asking for resumes. They're asking for past project information. Use that to start building all of that. Start reading them now. It's great. They're going to send you that information. You're going to look at that. You're going to start making a list of things. What's the insurance coverage? Did they require a bid bond, a payment bond, a performance bond? Don't know what all that means? Go visit our portal and look at our glossary. As you find this bid, RFP School Watch, it's in your inbox. You're going to go out and you're going to look at this school district. You're going to how to do business with this particular school district. And it's going to give you that information. And you scroll on down the vendor registration. Always register as a vendor before you start communicating with that school district. That is a very important step you do not want to forget, because that's the first thing they're going to ask you, and you want the answer to be yes, and we continue the conversation. If the answer is no, they're going to send you back to step one, because if you're not registered, you're not serious. So register. Look at the school's website. Maybe your services are something that the HR department needs. They may not go out to bid for it, but that is the department you want to communicate with in order to establish a relationship. So I want to kind of remind everyone that we are going to have this posted on our YouTube because we've covered a lot of information. And Julie is going to come up and talk about RFPSchoolWatch and show you some really cool things about them.
So when you get the sample bids, and make sure to fill out the link that I just posted right there for the sample bids, this is what they're going to look like. But when you subscribe to RFPSchoolWatch, I want to show you how they come into your inbox. We're a client of RFPSchoolWatch. We get bids for not only our company, but how we can grow, and we use these bids as a customer of RFPSchoolWatch to build the portal, to find glossary words, to help other people understand what's going on. And as a client of RFPSchoolWatch, we can help you develop your strategy as well. Just like Rick said, it's that hand in glove. And so we wanted to make sure to see what clients saw on that side. So we became a client. It has been an extremely valuable resource. So if you use the promo code WEB10, that'll get you 10% off for your subscription, and then they'll come into your inbox just like this, so you don't have to go searching. So Rick will sit down with you or on the phone and go over all of those keywords. Then once you start getting bids, or once you get your sample bids, give us a call. We can help you develop your strategy, get you set up on the Victory portal, and understand how that can also be anytime support for you. So you can log in at Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the morning, Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or, Monday morning at 10 a.m. So your inbox looks like this. So it'll say it's an RFPSchoolWatch, and it'll come from bids. Just like Susan recommended, industry best practices is to have a separate inbox for all of these leads to go to, so your physical inbox doesn't get overloaded. It's going to see who the bid sponsor is. You can see that this bid is a K through 12. The bid type, well, you already know what that means because we went over the types of bids. So I can see that this is a bid type RFP. So that is a formal procurement. The bid title, so it's for special events, products, and services. Well, who's it from? It's from the Louisville Independent School District. Where are they? And so RFPSchoolWatch's pricing model is based on states or nation or international, which includes Canada. So when you look, depending on your subscription, it'll tell you where it's from. And then that pre-bid, remember we talked about that pre-bid meeting. It is critical to go to a pre-bid meeting. That helps you understand the opportunity better. It helps you understand the agency a lot better. And it gives you that research and insight and education on how your goods and services, or your products and services, are being procured. And then from that pre-bid, it also allows you to see who else is in your competitive space, who else is looking at this opportunity. And then the due date. When is this due? So it is due on January the 4th. So in my mind, it's really due before then, because that means on January the 4th, you have to have hit that upload button. And then you've got the holiday. So as soon as you get these bids in your inbox, look at when is it due, when is the pre-bid, and then look to see what else you have on your schedule, on your calendar, in order to get this done. If you need help responding to bids, if you need help with strategy, Susan and I are here with B2G Victory, as well as the portal is there to help you at any time to get answers. So we click on this, the bid title, and it's going to take you to the agency's listing. So this is Louisville Independent School District, and you can see here some of the repeat information that we saw from the email that you got in your inbox from RFPSchoolWatch, but this is the additional information about the opportunity. There's the person who's in charge of this procurement, S. David, right? And then the address, the phone number, the fax, and then the email. Then it gives you all of the notes. Once again, it tells you when it was issued, the close date and time. So it's on January the 4th at 2 o'clock. That means before January the 4th at 2 o'clock, you have to have everything uploaded. Don't start it on January the 4th at 2 o'clock. The little countdown timer is there for you. So then we're going to scroll a little bit farther down into this specific opportunity. You can see all of the attachments are there. So these are the things that you need to download. And then it gives you the activity. And then it also gives you the bid event non-participation activity as well. When is the deadline for questions? We have a whole seminar about that. And then recommended for the Board of Trustees, and then the effective date of award. So setting reasonable expectations for you with your business plan and your business strategy, that I'm going to submit this. I'm going to respond by January the 4th. So I'm going to spend the rest of November, all of December working on this. I'm going to respond. They're going to take the recommendation to the Board of Trustees on February the 12th, tentatively award on February the 13th. So this is a long-term play. So don't think that if you respond on January the 4th, you're going to find out on January the 5th if you were awarded. They're setting expectations right there. So we walked you through an example of a bid that you'll get from RFPSchoolWatch, either a sample bid or an actual bid that comes into your inbox when you subscribe and become a client of RFPSchoolWatches. And we've talked about our Victory portal. So we wanted to show you a little bit about that as well. And Susan and I have been working behind the scenes for over 3 years for this Victory portal, getting all of the information out of our brain and into the portal, and being able to provide everyone access to information at any time, right? Because we'd like to sleep. We want to have weekends every once in a while. And so we created a whole bunch of videos. Then we've got products. Then you can browse the content of the portal. We organized it by blog post, by videos. We've mentioned the glossary already a couple of times. Agency listings, certifying agencies, purchasing agencies, and we're also going to be having that co-op listing coming soon. And then off to the side is the example of the FAQ. So we're adding frequently asked questions to this all the time, based on questions that are asked in our webinars, as well as questions that are asked at pre-bid meetings, questions that are asked in the question and answer section of opportunities. The portal also has events. We're putting together our calendar of events for next year right now. We successfully posted 300 events on our B2G Victory events calendar in 2023. These are events that were on the state level, the local level, on the national level, with a variety of either nonprofit organizations, certifying agencies, our events with RFPSchoolWatch, events in person. So please, there's the free access to the portal. Then there's also the paid membership, and we're going to give you, just like RFPSchoolWatch gave you a discount code, we're going to be giving you a discount code as well. So here's an example of if you went to the portal and you put in the search for NAICS code. We already talked about NAICS codes earlier in our session. And so Rick's going to help you with your keywords, and we're going to come in and help you find the codes that match those keywords. So if you subscribe to the portal and you went and typed in what is a NAICS code, all of this information pops up in regards to NAICS code. We wanted the search to be really, really robust. So if you wanted to watch a video about NAICS code, if you wanted to go to the glossary and see what the definition of a NAICS code is, if you wanted to do your search yourself, well, then there's the NAICS code list that you'll put in the keywords that Rick has helped you develop and refine. And then it's going to pop up what those codes are. So just a little bit of kind of how the portal works, how RFP School Watch's leads work. And because you were here on our seminar today, you can get the entire B2G Victory portal, the Plus membership, for only $350 for an entire year. So we're giving you 3 months free. That's a $150 discount because it's usually $50 a month. So if you do annually, it's $42, and then we're going to even discount it even more because of the holidays and because of your time here on the seminar. So Susan dropped in the link for the membership portal. It's b2gvictory.com/membership. Put in the code RFPSchoolWatch so we know that you were here at this seminar, and you'll get access to the entire portal for only 350 years. So the portal, in summary, is to help you gain knowledge, right? So that'll break down those barriers to entry, save you time and money, because we all know time is money. And then avoid headaches, avoid frustration, and avoid very, very costly mistakes. Susan and I have been in this space for 20 years. Rick's been in this space for decades as well. And time again, it is so disheartening to see some of these mistakes that people make, that if they just would have known one or two little things, they would have won the contract. So we really want to make sure to help you gain your knowledge in GovCon, and then get that extra boost, right, to help you win more contracts. So we want to just wrap up our time together, show you on our B2G YouTube page is the quick little videos of how the portal works. They're all under a minute on the video library, tools and templates as well. And then on our YouTube channel, and we've already shown that, is all of the 9 videos for the Insights to Success seminars that we had this year. This video will also be posted to that. We'll send you the direct link to that. Give us a couple of days to get that done. As we wrap up, thank you for the kudos in the chat. If anybody wants to add anything else, maybe the 3 to 4 takeaways that you're able to implement immediately in your business. We value your time and want to make sure that what you apply today, maybe there's some quick things, maybe there's something to do next week or later next month. And I want Rick to kind of close out with a few comments with RFP School Watch.
Julie, thank you so much. Susan, you guys do such a great job with these webinars. I've learned so much just watching them and being involved. We want to wish you all a happy holiday, and be sure to take that to your coworkers and family and friends. We'd love to help you if we can. New Year's getting started here real quick. We find that it's a very busy time for us at RFP School Watch as people start outlining their goals and objectives for 2024. They want to see what kind of marketing opportunities are out there, how they can network better and collaborate. You know, again, these RFPs, these contracts, you don't need to win a contract to be able to benefit from these RFPs. To work with the winner of the contract and be a subordinate to them, be a subcontractor, saves you a lot of time, money, paperwork, but you still get to reap the benefits of the major contract that is being awarded. Have a great year. Plan well. Think hard about what you want 2024 to look like for you. And if we at RFP School Watch fit into your business plans. We'd love to be part of your marketing toolbox, and thus B2G Victory is a great second step for really helping you hone out those proposals and making them professional and making them win. Thank you so much. You guys have a great holiday season as well.
Thanks, Rick. And thanks everyone for being here. We'll send you a link to the survey. Susan's going to drop it right in the chat. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear what you're struggling with. We want to hear what you'd like for us to put in our programming for 2024. We're going to continue the Insights to Success webinar series. We're building those out right now. We work with other agencies to help them develop their programming for other businesses that want to be successful in this space. So we're going to ask maybe just a few more minutes of your time to fill out the survey as you conclude, as we wrap up till 1 o'clock. So that's the survey. Susan just dropped it in there. And our contact information, we want to make sure to connect with you, not only on YouTube, but on LinkedIn. Our email address is hello@b2gvictory.com. Susan and I are both in that inbox. There's our phone number. You can also text us as well. And we'd like to open the floor. We've got a few extra minutes left. Open the floor for anyone who'd like to share maybe one takeaway that they've gotten out of our time together, or maybe another question that has come up as we've wrapped up the session. So if you didn't add to your victory plan, and definitely, here's two things. One, request some sample bids. RFPSchoolWatch sends you like 5 to 10 sample bids. So you're going to get a really nice flavor and variety of how different government agencies procure your goods and services. Sign up for the Victory portal. There's the free membership. If you're not ready to commit yet, go ahead and sign up for the free membership. It's limited, but you'll still be able to access the events. You'll still be able to access the capability statement videos, as well as a few other things. And when you're ready to grow, we're here to help you, as well as RFPSchoolWatch is here to help you as well. And we'll give you a few extra minutes back in your day. And thanks so much. Happy holidays and be safe, everyone. And we'll talk to you soon.